I just remember feeling really excited when I got there, and like we got off the airport and I like shared the gospel with people for the first time, and like we've been sharing, you know, with people in the airplane, and I don't know, I just felt like, wow, like this is Heavenly Father's work, and I could feel like really empowered. And like with my trainer, I had a really cool experience with her because her mom had her mom was on a missionary moms like email group, and my friend's mom, who like was helping me help me convert and everything, she had written an email to, like, she was in the missionary moms group and was writing about how I was going to that mission, and she told my story. And so my trainer's mom like received an email about like my conversion story, and that, hey, like this girl's coming to the mission field, like she's really interesting and everything. And then she ended up being my trainer, and so my trainer was like, wow, I can't believe that it's you. Like, getting there was cool because like the culture is really awesome because they have these buses that you ride in, and like they pack so many people in one little bus. And so that was probably something that I noticed the first time I got there, was like, holy cow, this is different from the States. There are like 4 or 5 missions in Guatemala, and the first missionaries came around like 1950s area or time period, and since then there are a lot of members down there now. And there are 2 temples. One is in the city, and then the other one was in my mission in Quetzaltenango. One thing that I really was amazed at when I got there was that like the members of the church there are just as like spiritual, and they're just as fired up about the gospel as people here are. And I thought it was amazing that you could find that in both parts of the world, like people who are like believe in the same things and study the same things and have testimonies about the same things. And I was really impressed by the members of the church down there. I think the culture shock came coming home more than going. I think I was prepared for the experiences that I would have in the mission fields. But coming back was hard because, I don't know, people in Guatemala are super warm and friendly, and like they're not rude, really. They're really, like you can strike up a conversation with somebody on the side of the street and it'd be normal. And then you come here, and when I came home, we got to LA. And this police guy was, you know, having us go through customs, and I was like so shocked because he wouldn't even look me in the eye, and his voice was just like super gruff, like he was just doing his job. And so I was so shocked that like Americans were like that. Because I don't know, in Guatemala nobody was really like that. People always looked you in the eye and was really warm and friendly. And so that was, I think the culture shock was more coming home. When they talk, they're not very loud when they talk. Like, I think at least in my area, in Quetzaltenango, they're very chill, and when they talk, it's just like, yeah, la, la, la. And so one of my missionary friends, we were at lunch one time, and she was an American. And one time she said, "Hey," really loud to me. And I just looked at her and started laughing because we both were like, that doesn't work here. And I don't know, just being loud, like yelling at someone, like say someone's at the far end of the street and you know, want to call out to them, that's really inappropriate to like yell their name really loud. And so a lot of people do the like sound effect to get people's attention. Sometimes you have to be careful with that because there will be guys on the side of the streets who will like do that to get your attention, but not because they like want to say hi, but just because they're interested in you. But with Latin American countries, like each country is super different. Because in Mexico, people are super loud and like more blunt and upfront, and but Guatemala, even though it's right under Mexico, people are really like just chill and soft. And I knew a little bit of Spanish. I knew because I took classes in school and everything, and I took one class at BYU, and it was a really intense class. And so I like knew how to speak, like the structure, like everything, and it was just learning words that I needed to do. And I think I had a lot of preparation in the MTCs and everything, and so learning it came really easily. I think for missionaries in general, it comes easier because like Heavenly Father is like blesses you and helps you to learn the language. And so I think a lot of missionaries just have an easier time with it, but then a lot of missionaries like struggle with it too. But like for me, one thing that helped a lot was I read the whole Book of Mormon, and after that, like, I don't know, I felt like I could converse pretty easily. People didn't understand me a lot of times, though. Actually, throughout my whole mission, some people had a harder time understanding me, especially those who were like living in more poor areas and who didn't have as much education. They had a harder time understanding me because I think just because like not being able to read or write, just like understanding language through like listening and everything, they didn't really understand my accent a lot of times. And so yeah, so some people like still didn't really understand me even towards the end of my mission, but for the most part I think people did. I just had an American accent.